Alright guys, if you want to know when the run is coming every single time and shoot it just like this, hit stick Peyton Wilson in the backfield just like that, continue watching the entire video and I'll break down run and pass defense from $326. Alright guys, if you cannot tell from the intro clip, we are going to go over the dime 3-2, aka the $326 from prior years in Madden. It's in the Jaguars playbook. I'll pop up all the playbooks it's in. It's actually not in too many. It works in all of them, like they'll have all the plays you would want to call on them. So that's cool, but not many playbooks. As always, Chiefs offense, maddensurf.com, code 88 for 20% off. Now, that's the playbook, and now we're going to focus on why dollar is good now. I feel like dollar was good at the start of the year, and then it got patched, the loop got patched, the DTA gap it was getting got patched, and then we didn't really have the ability to put dons on and stuff like that, so it just got worse, right? It got worse throughout the year. But with zero chill, it's kind of, it got a little stimmy pack. It got a little stimulus. Because, dude, if you can look at our safeties right here, I should click on them. We get mid-zone everywhere. We get mid-zone, lurk artist, deep in. And I've been trying deep in, deep out, deep zone. I think that's really good on your safeties. Having one of those three is obviously good. Obviously, deep zone is the best. So, like, you can get, like, Brian Branch and go crazy. I know he gets it for 0. But Travis Hunter, I do not believe he gets it for 0. Could be wrong, but I just put deep out on him. You don't really need the deep in. You kind of just need like the area of the field that they both cover. You need that you just need that one, to be honest, which I'll go over in the videos. And then as you can see, my outside corners as well, man. I'll click on this tab right here. You can see our outside corners have mid-zone pick artist, but then that's all fun and games, knocking the ball out, playing, better reaction time defense with our zones. That's all better, right? That's all good. But what really makes $326 good now, we're going to go over to Specialist. Jared Allen, Josh Oos, Zadarius Smith. Do you need these three? No. But do you need the abilities they come with? Yes. You kind of need it. I think Jared Allen is kind of cheap, so you can actually afford him. He gets Edge to the Elite for 0. Double or Nothing for 0. All these Ghost players get 2 buckets now. This is insane. That is 7 AP of pass rushing chems for 0 AP. 0. And then, if you look over here, his X factor is Frozen Unstoppable Force. So if he gets 2 sacks or 2 tackles for losses, he can make me 1 sack and 1 TFL, he's going to get Unstoppable Force for the rest of the game. It's going to raise an AP on the 8th, obviously, but hey, the next few weeks we can get kind of crazy, right? So basically, if he gets a couple sacks, he's going to start going insane. If you put Indoor Baller on him right here, he will get that in 1 sack / TFL. That works for all the Frozen AP, Unstoppable Forces and all that stuff, so definitely key in on that. And then you can see Oosh is the same thing. He has edge threat, and he actually does not get 2 buckets, so I have to pay for his double or nothing, but he does get edge threat. So basically, those are going to stack. So if you had 2 double or nothings on a player, which you can't even do, but like they would not stack that well. But since we can put edge threat and Dawn at our 2 ends in dollar, they're going to go insane. They're both 95 speed on my Chiefs theme team. 95 and 90. Yeah, 95 speed on both of them. They're going to fly for the quarterback. They're going to contain the quarterback very well. Already tackles, 96 speed to Darius Smith. It really just has to be anyone of Don. It's a little fast. You can literally use Cameron Jordan if, you pick Tebow for some reason. But, yeah, man, basically, we're trying to contain the quarterback, stop the run, as you guys saw in the intro clip, and then really just have, like, a decent shell behind it that we can switch stick between, and get crazy. This is not a blitz-heavy defense. This is a coverage defense that really is meant to slow your opponent's offense down. Like, I feel like we're running double mug, like I showed you guys in the other video. We're trying to blitz. Like, we're trying to get after you. We're trying to send 2. We're trying to, we're trying to give up big plays, but also sack you and turn you over and stuff like that. Where this is kind of like, we're trying to get these dudes on, like, 3rd and 5, 3rd and 5, 3rd and 7s. Hey, maybe even a 4th and 3. And then we make a play on defense. That's really the goal of this dollar. And I'll break it all down in the videos, so I'll see you guys there. Alright guys, so we are starting in the dime 3-2, and first things first, we have to do our coaching adjustments. So we're going to tap the right stick in just like that. It's going to pop up all these options here. For dollar, we're going to have auto flip off. So this is actually different from the double mug video. It's going to be off for this one. We're not going to want our DBs, coming out flip-flop and all that stuff. We aren't going to change really anything else. Obviously, these don't really do too much. Tackling and strip ball. If you want to get crazy, put them on aggressive. If you, want to play like a normal guy, keep them on balanced. And then zone drops. I don't really utilize too many zone drops in this. I sometimes will slap on 20 curl flats. So my curl flats jet out a little deeper, faster. So might do that. Might put hooks on 5 if we're, if we're just getting dotted by drags and return routes all game. We'll slap a 5 on here and there. But really, this is it. As always, pinch and close on your safeties. They start default. You put them to pinch and close. They're gonna make your safeties come all the way inside. You're not gonna get seam streaked or really any stuff like that over the middle. It's gonna be easier to like switch to post and stuff like that. So you just want to pinch and close, right? Safety midpoint, do not touch that by any means. Do not touch that. That's coaching adjustments. Now let's hop into the actual meat and potatoes. All right, boys. So we've done our coaching adjustments. We got the right personnel out there. Now we're going to pick our play. It's going to be the SS zone blitz. So we go ahead and pick that. And the reason we're picking this is because in this play, we get a pass run tell. So what that means is we'll know when the offense is either passing or running. Simple as it sounds. So let's have the offense call X cross. One of my favorite pass plays in the entire game. And you're going to see here, zone with that safety because you don't want that. You don't want to have that safety blitzing. That's not good pass D. You're going to come out here, crash right, just like that. You're going to see Cam Newton loops around the D tackle, right? Now, we'll audible to a run. We'll audible to inside zone. The offense is in inside zone. And now you'll see Cam Newton is now running down towards the gap between the right guard and the center, the A gap. But when they're in the pass play, like this, pass play again, he loops around him. So that is the pass run tell. It is seen where that linebacker from the right, where he's looping to, that's going to tell us. And as I just showed you, it works when they audible, so they can come out in a run play, audible to a pass, or vice versa, and it will still show you the correct tell pretty much every time. I'm going to go over one where it doesn't work well, or one reason why it wouldn't work well, I should say. But I think for a shotgun, for the most part, you're fine. Shotgun, you can live and die by this for the most part. I know certain RPOs might mess it up, but if you live by it and just like let's say, oh wow, loop came in, pass commit when they have the pass tell, or sit in the gap and shoot the run when you have the run tell, it's gonna be a lot easier for you, right? Game's gonna be a lot easier for you. So that's one thing to key in on. Now I'll show you what kind of messes it up. Single back. Well, not really single back, it can be I form as well. But under center, like PA boots kind of mess it up. So you'll see here, I'll come out in PA boot slide from single back deuce close in the Chiefs offense. And you'll see here, I'm going to do the run tell, just like I just showed you guys. And it shows a run, even though I'm in a PA boot. I mess it up. Even though I'm in a PA boot, it shows the run, right? So that's a little annoying. And then you're going to see here, when I audible to run, it's obviously still going to show the run, as he goes in the gap for some reason. But, when I audible to bench, he's going to loop. Well, I'm in bench. You guys can't see it. I don't know why it's messed up. There we go. I'm in bench right now. I called a pass play. And you can see he's looping now. So for some reason, let's go back to the original play. PA boot slide. I don't really know what does this, because it's not every single one. Like, it's not every PA boot over does this. But certain ones just make it so the run tell pops up. So just be wary of that whenever you're, full sending the run game. And then you see a streak to over the top. So be wary of that. But I'll see you guys in the next video. Alright, boys, so now I'm going to show you guys how to shoot every shotgun run. So now we know there's a tell. We actually know when they're running the ball, so now we can actually shoot the run now. So let's come out here. SS blitz, same thing. You're going to crash right, zone out that dude. Just get something out there. And when you see that they are running the ball like this, get over here, get in this gap, just like right like here is a sweet spot. You don't want to be on the D tackle. You don't want to be too far out wide like this. You don't want to be right on top of him just like this. You kind of just want to be to the right of him, kind of so the center and the left guard just don't really notice you, right? And we're going to hike inside zone. It's going to be very tough to do with two controllers, but I'm going to do it for you guys. So, hike like that. Boom. I messed it up kind of. You see that I messed up my stick because I'm trying to do too much here, but I was able to shoot in free. That is the thing. Against inside zones, they really don't have a chance of blocking you on this. As you can see, my defensive end's going crazy, but you can see there. That running lot is right in there, coming between this left guard. You can see this left guard does not notice running lot. He should be getting him, but he's not finding him. He's not seeing it. This is just a typical Madden run shoot. Allows us to get right in. I think they double team the D tackle, right? Yeah. See, the D tackle gets double team, which allows us to just shoot in free, just like that. So there you go. That is inside zone. That is the most common run you're gonna face, really. In like head-to-head, like pretty much that's the one that got buffed in one of the patches we had during the year that buffed like run plays. it buffed inside zone blocking. So that's what every bot's trying to spam on you, right? Now I'll show you versus base. You know, you won't see this as much, but should be very similar. You just want to get in the same spot, try and shoot down. This right guard, since he's not going to double team the center anymore, he's actually going to come across the center because, you know, that's what a pulling guard does. And he's actually going to kind of get in your way, and that left guard is going to block a little differently, so we might get picked up, but Cam Newton, we're going to pinch, actually, I forgot to pinch, should actually be able to come in free, just like that. Actually, we somehow got in free, but you can see also Cam Newton did come in free as well. We're going to go ahead and replay that. It's kind of funny how Cam Newton's playing defense these days, but you can see here, I actually don't really know how I didn't get picked up. I think you typically get picked up like this versus base, but Cam Newton's going to shoot in free, so even if, you know, you get picked up, Cam Newton's going to be there to try and make that tackle in the backfield. It's going to be a little bit of a toughie, but I'll try and show you again versus base. A little difficult, but there you go. We're actually shooting in free right now. I mean, maybe the bunch base is not that good of a run, but you guys can see, man, we're just doing the same thing we were doing versus inside zone, and it works versus this. And now I'll show you versus the outside zones. So outside zones and off tackles are pretty popular because they have some in, there we go. They have an outside zone in the Chiefs offense in bunch break nasty. And then they have outside zones and other offenses, or off tackles, I guess, and like bunch tight ends and stuff like that. So we're going to do the same run tell, again, the same spot, just like this, against outside zone. They're going to hike it. We're going to shoot in free, just like that. Jared Allen just went unbelievable right there. We can look at the instant replay. Jared Allen somehow beat us to the punch when he came in free. I don't even know what that happened. Like, I might need to change my left guard because this guy's not it, obviously. But you can see there, even if Jared Allen just didn't exist, we were right there to tackle him with running lot in the backfield. You can see the guy with the blue circle. Actually, I do come in and tackle him, even though Jared Allen just warped into the backfield. So, all right, do the same thing. This run shoot, man, it's insane. It's obviously better with a faster user. So, running lot is actually 96 speed. So he's not the fastest possible guy you can have there, but 96 speed is pretty fine. You should be well off with that. So, that's how you shoot outside zone. And now let's go over to RPOs. Because most RPOs, I think I went over this a lot in the RPO video, most RPOs are inside zones, so you can actually shoot them pretty easily, you know, because they are the same thing as inside zones, which are like the easiest thing to shoot ever. So you're going to get right here, they're going to run the ball like this, they're just going to shoot in and tackle him. Somehow Cam Newton's the one that came in free. I guess that kind of happens a lot because the handoff is slower on RPOs. If you did watch the RPO video, they do come in slower, or do hand it off slower. Obviously, the bubble's wide open. We have something for that later. I want to show you guys the trips tight end little breakdown, but you can see there, we are shooting in. Ryan Kelly's kind of fighting, but since Ryan Kelly's fighting so hard, Cam Newton's coming in right free to tackle him, so there you guys go, man. That's pretty much how you're going to shoot base, inside zone, off tackle, and most RPO runs by just standing to the right of the D tackle and just shooting in free right there, so there you guys go, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Alright, boys, that's enough of all the run stuff. Let's hop into the pass game now. So, we are still going to pick SS Zone Blitz, right? Just like that. On offense, I'll have him call X Cross. Again, one of my favorite pass plays. And you're going to see here, we're going to crash right still. That linebacker is going to loop, obviously, because it's a pass play. We're going to zone out that safety so he's not blitzing, right? And now that we know it's a pass play, we're going to tap R1, or right bumper, and up on the right stick. That's going to make your defense pass committed. I don't know if that works in P mode, to be honest, but my sheds, since we have max pass rush points in P mode, are going to go insane here. We're going to hike the ball, just like that, and you're going to see the loop actually somehow came in. I promise you, that loop does not come in. That is like an anomaly that actually came in right there. maybe P mode's better for getting that in, but mainly when you run this defense, that guy's not supposed to come in free. Well, he is supposed to come in free, but he's not going to a lot. It's not a blitz like I mentioned before. This is not double mode. This is $326 time 3-2. We're trying to shed him, man. We're trying to watch those defensive ends go crazy. Just like that. You can see there, I have a full O-line of pass protectors, right? Like I got like all the best stuff possible, right? And you can see here, Josh Oosh with 3 AP on him. This card's 40,000 coins, by the way. He is still just mogging my right tackle and sacking Jalen Hurts. Not instantly, but he's getting some pretty good shots. You know, like if I sat here and just kept pass committing and calling this over and over again, there you go. That's the super win we're looking for. Obviously, my Jared Allen is lighting up completely with unstoppable force and all that stuff. But you can see here, man, this is the type of animations we want. When we pass commit, we want him to light up, just spin out Jordan Mailata. That's kind of humiliating. and then just get to the quarterback instantly, right? That's what we want. So that's what the defense is based around. And then if you want the looper to actually come in at like an okay clip, you know, like actually get Cam Newton to come in free a little bit, we're going to not do the run pass though. We're going to chalk that completely. We're going to grab him, move him over here just like this. I like to keep him a little more in line, maybe like something like right here, you know, where he actually has like a chance to loop, but he's not too far out where if he does loop, it's going to take forever. It's not going to come in that much. It's going to more so contain the quarterback and then keep him from just getting too much time in the pocket via rolling right. I'm actually trying to show you that right here. So let's go ahead and put him over here. I'll control the offense for this play. But basically, when I try and roll right here with Jalen Hurts, I'm going to kind of run into the issue where Cam Newton's just kind of right there. You know, maybe not exactly rolling out wise, like he doesn't just shoot around the edge. But like if I take a few steps to the right, that's where the damage can be done. You know, that's where Cam Newton's actually going to be able to come in free and come tackle Jalen Hurts. Just kind of like this, like right there. That's when Cam Newton, he actually got engaged with the blocker, but that's when he could come in free and get my guy. So if you're playing someone who's, you know, not really the best in the pocket, they're rolling out right a little too much, well, not left a little too much, that's when you can take advantage of this linebacker looping. That's what separates this from just running dime, you know, because we're sending 4 and we're not coming in via the blitz. I could just run dime and get the same, you know, pass coverages and all that stuff. But I just like that the fact that this guy contains the quarterback, this linebacker right here contains the quarterback, and then also gives us the run pass down. Now, as far as coverages for this, I actually call the other play a lot. So that's SS blitz. That's what we're calling. So, you know, do the run pass tell, all that stuff. The other play I call is cover 4 quarters. So we're going to call cover 4 quarters, call any play. What I love to do out of this is, again, move the linebacker over like this. And then what I love to do is just run stock match. Just literally leave it, forget it, call stock match, and switch stick. I don't really want to sit here and set up plays, you know, because I could actually just beat match easily with the plays, but that right there is kind of what we're trying to do. We're trying to run match, not really think too much on defense, you know, maybe mix in stock over 4, and our D-line is just going to eat, man. Like, we're just going to get after Jalen Hurts, our opponent's quarterback. We're just going to get after him. I really love how the slot corners act. So one thing I don't like about double mug, which I'll actually show you right here. You can see here, we have a symmetrical look on defense. You know, we got 2 outside quarters on both sides. Well, 2 quarters on both sides. And then we have the 2 quarter flats on both sides and a user over the middle. And they're all spread out. They can all, you know, play a running back on a fast table route. They can all get out there and guard stuff, you know. But if I was in the defense like double mug, the big issue I have with it when I want to run match or anything like that, over here. This linebacker, man, like I know we can, you know, do the send 2 setup that I showed you guys, and I actually really like it. But this linebacker is just in a very unfortunate spot. You know, Cam Newton, I know he's 99 speed and all that stuff. He's a great player, but spacing switch is gonna mog him. Like he's gonna try and get out there, but when you play a guy like me with the Chiefs theme team, they're gonna throw it to Peyton Hillis, who's 99 speed, and get out there and get busy, right? That's what separates Dollar is, you know. If they call to play like space and switch, let's hop over here. If they call to play like space and switch and, you know, try to just abuse the flats too much, I'm just gonna put a hard flat on Drake London and forget about it. I'm literally gonna forget that route's there. You don't have to worry about it because we have a hard flat on our slot corner. Oh, there we go. And now he's gonna be there. Obviously, is he gonna tackle it every single time, pick it off every time? No, the game is not programmed like that. The game is not programmed to guard that space and switch route. But this hard flat's going to do a very good job at, like, you know, containing it, trying to fight for its life, and not, you know, getting completely killed by Peyton Hillis right here. There you go. He actually does knock it out there. Look at you, Drake London. Falcons legend. But, yeah, man, that's basically what I'm trying to do on defense in this, is mix in match, or mix in just kind of like a cover 3 look, honestly. Like, this is another shell I use a lot, is rezoning those purples. I don't really like shading up because it kind of changes the way those purples play. Like, you know, when you call this defense stock, it has seam flats. Seam flats will match all that stuff, so we do not want that. We want to, you know, get rid of those. And we can either shade up, but then they'll play a little worse. So I actually like to just rezone them. It's a little complicated because sometimes the outside corner is in the way and it messes all that stuff. I'll show you guys how to avoid that. But we can just literally run stock cover 3 like this, zone out our user, make him a hook curl, and kind of just stand somewhere in the gap. In this area, you can still kind of shoot the run, even without doing the run pass style. Like if they ran the ball like this, we still gotta have a chance to shoot it. We actually didn't really do the best of jobs there, but you get the idea. When I'm running this, it's cover 3 or cover 4 or cover 4 match. Cover 4 match, obviously, is this stock shell right here, where, you know, we're just kind of trying to just play stock match and get crazy. And then we can mix in the stock cover 4, which is going to look something like this. We've got a hard flat over there to stop anything short, a purple on the bunch side, and then our users over the middle, and then we have cover 4 over the top, so nothing's going to hit us deep. Nothing is going to beat us deep here, and we can contain it all. And then our last shell, which again I went over already, is just stock cover 3, man. Stock cover 3 is very good from dollar. Sometimes this safety can be a little too low, so if you want to click him back a little bit, I would not be mad at you, but hey, that's also why you get deep zone and deep end zone on him, so he plays a little better in this third. And there it is really for pass shells, man. I'm going to go over 2 more things and be able to wrap this video up, man. Alright guys, so this right here is going to be how to get your DBs to align correctly. So if you're wondering why I'm in a solo challenge where I take my thumbnail photos and not in practice mode, it's because in P mode your defense sets up perfectly when you come out. Now in game they do not do that. As you can see here, I'm going to come out here and pick SS on blitz. You know, just look at my DBs. Everyone's moving around. My outside corners are inside. Everything just looks nasty. Travis Hunter, I think that's Jalen Watson, took 17 seconds to get to his spot, right? You don't want that. You do want to sack the quarterback just like that, but you don't want that. When you come out, you can do a few things to really make it so your DB set up faster. Which I'll pause real quick to explain them. You can either flip your defense, reset your defense, do anything with your linebackers. So shift your linebackers, pinch your linebackers, spread your linebackers, anything like that. Your D-line, pinch them, do anything like that, like spread, pinch. Anything that moves your defense will make them set up faster. And you can do pressing too, but pressing obviously you don't want to do that. So what I like to do a lot is I like to come out in SS zone blitz right here and just pinch. You're going to see there, everyone jets out. I'll clip that real quick. I should just clip that. You're going to see everyone just jets out immediately. Whereas before, all my DBs, they were lollygagging. They were taking forever to get to the outside spot, right? Jalen Watson, Diggs, they're taking forever, man. They don't want to get out there. But when you pinch your linebackers, you're gonna see they sprint out there. They want to get. It's like they're playing for Bill Belichick, and he's telling them to sprint to their spot. I'll show it again just one more time for you guys, and you guys probably notice this as well when you run dollar. You know, your DBs are not running out like that because you're not doing something like resetting, flipping, or pinching your linebackers, and it's gonna make all your dudes look weird, clunky. That's an insane play call. It's going to be nasty. So basically the moral of this is pinch your linebackers on a lot of these setups. It's going to make it easier to actually, you know, cover the things because you aren't going to be having to worry about putting your DBs in the wrong zone. It's going to help you a lot. And the CPU is pointing to me now, so I think that's my cue to get out of here and show you guys the sub trips tight end. Alright guys, so in this video we're going to break down the trips tight end defense. So, I know a lot of you guys have asked for this, so sit back and, you know, I'll give you a basic way to stop it. We're going to come out in the SS zone blitz. That's all we're going to do. But this time, we're going to come out in a shell. We're going to come out in the cover 0 shell. This is going to make it so it lines up good against trips. You're going to see here, we're going to have hat on a hat. It's going to basically be man alignment, right? It's going to be man aligned. Let me call the RPO. And all we're going to do is crash right so we get the run pass tell. And then I like to make cover 2 on the right. So we're going to put our outside corner in a cloud flat, safety in a deep half, and then our slot corner. The buttons are different, so he's now right bumper. He's not, you know, whatever he was before. He's now right bumper. It's very different, so be wary of that. And then we're going to repurple our other slot, which is now, I think he's the same button, but now he's Y. So we're going to rezone him. It should look like this, and then obviously we're going to have the run pass tell, so we know when they're running the RPO. And this is going to keep you from just getting killed by the RPO, you know. Now, instead of, you know, maybe not this RPO specifically is insane, but it's audible to cover 4 right here. Like, if we just try to stop it like this, you know, play whatever run D we want to play, they can just spam this, whether it be a flat or a bubble to Worthy, right? And somehow we actually got tackled right there by Calvin Johnson. But this right here is going to make it a lot simpler to just, you know, get hat on a hat, not have to worry about all that stuff, and still be able to wrap them up and make tackles. So, this right here is very good run D, RPO D, and see some pass D too. You know, we're going to call, like, let's say, well, let's actually come out in it. One of their favorite plays to go to might be, let's go over here. might be drive post, whatever you're kind of dealing with. This shell that I'm showing you guys is honestly pretty good for all this type of stuff, because we got cover 2 on the right. So that tight end corner should not be a problem on this play. Should just not be a problem, just not be a factor. And then this cover 3 look that we have with like 2 slots over here, honestly just does a pretty good job of containing all those players. Like, it's going to keep us from getting, abused by the drag routes and all that stuff. If we shade down, all of our stuff will play even shallower. I would definitely not recommend having a hard flat on the tight end side. Definitely want a cloud flat over there. But if you shade down, man, it's going to guard all these type of little like drags and stuff they want to throw. And then really, then you get Josh Uche, and he just kills the right tackle. But then you can kind of see the middle is just up to us. The middle is up to us. Honestly, I don't really even like switch sticking too much in this defense. It's mainly just so I can actually just guard all the flat stuffs and all that, and then we can actually take advantage of it and, guard the post ourselves, and then really just get after the quarterback. That's kind of it. Mix in shading down out of this cover 3 cloudish look we have on the field, and just going crazy, man. Also, too, I actually sometimes like to send 3 against trips, so like we can do something like this where like we man up the running back, or really just put him in hook curl, and then we can kind of do whatever for their user. Maybe man up Worthy, maybe man up Y if we think they got a crosser on him or whatever. We can mix in the sending 3, and that's gonna do a very, very good job for us. The send 3 is okay in this. It's not insane. It's probably about the same level as like send 2 and mug. Unfortunately, it's not like the send 3 is not better than that send 2 type of deal. But for the most part, man, you're gonna be able to play pretty decent pass D in the send 3, send 4 look, running this cover 0 shell. When they audible to other formations, it does get a little annoying. When that happens, I typically just like to audible out. So like, let's say they went to a bunch, let's say audible to whatever their favorite play in bunches. I don't really love the way cover 0 lines versus it. It actually is okay here, but if I'm doing all those adjustments and stuff, I like to just audible out, either repick SS blitz like this, or call cover 4, and then move the guy over. That's how we're going to solve audibling around. But basically, guys, that's it. That's how you stop the run, stop the quick passes. So there you guys go. And I'll see you guys in the next tip video.